it's time to have a look at how we apply strategic management. So we've spoken about the background to it and how it aligns with operations management, but how do we apply strategic management in a real-world sense? The most common application of strategic management is represented in two areas. One of them is in the area of exporting, and by exporting I'm referring to not just shipping goods to another country, but also opening a branch office in that particular country. The second is an area called mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions is a very large area of application for strategic management. In summary, if you look at these two different areas, you can see that they're big decisions. A decision to open up an office in a new country is not taken lightly. Neither is a merger between two companies or an acquisition undertaken by one company to buy another. These are all big decisions. So we've already said that the difference between strategy and operations is the size of the decision. You can tell from the applications of strategic management that it actually only involves certain activities taken when necessary. You don't open up a branch office every year. You open a branch office when required and when this suits your strategy and your competitive positioning. Obviously, you don't merge or acquire multiple companies unless it is needed to do so. Microsoft is a good example of this. The growth of Microsoft at the inception stage of the company came about by merging with other companies and acquiring them. Microsoft noticed early on that the merging process, or the merger, did not work really well. Merging two companies means you're merging two cultures, two strategies, and two sets of competitive behavior. So Microsoft moved to an acquisition model whereby it went out and purposely selected smaller firms to buy outright. It got those firms to join, and Microsoft grew over a period of time. Let's look at a different company, Nokia. Nokia's strategy to export globally was very positive in the growth stage of that company. So if we go back to most of the 2000s, commencing from about 2000 through to 2008 and 2009, Nokia had some very good market positioning strategies. But it's been through a lot since then. And its decision to utilize software from a particular genre and utilize a particular operating system, that caused it a lot of problems. So you can see that that one strategic choice of choosing to partner with one company has altered the entire strategic direction of Nokia. Who would have thought that a company like Samsung could overtake the largest manufacturer of mobile phones in history? Who would have thought that the iPhone would take over this space as well? So you can see that the application of strategic management is about big decisions. It includes exporting or moving out of the country, as well as mergers and acquisitions. An important thing to keep in mind in applying strategic management is that the strategic manager, though they represent an important part of the firm and they sit within an org structure of strategic decision making, if this were the strategic manager in question, then in order for them to apply strategic management decisions, they must understand the resourcing available to them. We're going to be discussing resourcing in later sections, but what I wanted to refer to here is that the strategic manager has to have a clear look at the company and what it has in both technical and in financial resources. Strategic management is about major changes, and this could include changes to our products or services, not just the way in which we react to competitors. Oakley is an American company that makes sunglasses. Originally, when it first started, it made sunglasses for people who go out fishing or do minor forms of sport. And as it got involved in cycling, you will notice that the evolution of the product started to change. The designs changed to more aggressive, more rounded designs, and today the Oakley design is its main competitive advantage. When you look at a pair of sunglasses from Oakley, you can tell they're from Oakley by virtue of that design. That is an example of a strategic decision. And so we have a broad range of applications in strategic management. We can decide to open up new markets. We may opt to enter a different industry or design various products and services that we currently don't have. We could merge with another firm or acquire a different firm. So by the nature of strategic management, these decisions are both impactful on the firm and long-term in nature. What do we do with this information? Well, we have to now take it a step further, which will lead us nicely into our next topic, and discuss these resources, financial and technical resources, how to apply them, how to use them, and the wisest way to preserve and conserve these resources.